And frankly, this is why a lot of Liberal supporters like Chris Minns, as well as his Labor supporters.
We always concentrate on Sydney and southwestern Sydney for very good reasons because of the level of Muslim population in that region. But people seem to forget that the western and southeastern suburbs of Melbourne, around places like Dandenong, have just as high a level of Muslim population as what Sydney does. And the Allen government's got an election, Andrew, in November. I mean, I don't think they're going to be standing up saying to those populations in those seats, we're suddenly going to stop paying grants to you.
Yeah, then you can lose other voters, can't you? So it's a bit of a toss-up, that one. But I think it's going to be such an interesting election in Victoria. In fact, all the elections this year, South Australia, Victoria, because of this rise of One Nation. And we're getting a more and more polarised electorate. And the social cohesion thing is worrying. It's very concerning, I've got to say. This is the most ill at ease I've felt.
Oh, I agree with you. You and I have agreed on that before. I think that's the case. You've got a copy, have you, of this Liberal Party election review that the Nightly broke this story last night?
Yeah.
I know you won't answer. I know you won't answer this question, but who's leaking it?
Well, I've got it from a Liberal, so I know the government's got it.
A name.
It's being widely disseminated, and the point about this is, once you don't release it, someone's going to release it. So you're better off releasing it and just copying it, because they're copying it anyway. Except they're copying it with the government able to taunt them and say you were trying to hide this. So I think that was a bit of a misstep by Angus Taylor, to be honest. He's not even named in it. I mean, Jane Hume cops it. Peter Dutton certainly cops it. And Peter Dutton, I think, was threatening legal action, wasn't he? But sometimes you just have to, release it.
What's it say about the discipline surrounding Angus Taylor, that suddenly when he says we're not going to release it, everybody in the world except for me has got a copy of it?
Well, I could send you a copy. No, look,
I've got better things to read, to be honest.
I don't know. I think that's a bit harsh. It's just one of those things. As soon as you say to journos you can't have something, you just ring every single person you know to get it, don't you? When it generally happens.
I really want to talk to you, though, about the Peter Dutton stuff. I mean, he's come out swinging today, labelled the report, quote, gratuitous and a personal hit job. What about the reference in there that he was unpopular with women, and it came down to the fact that no one liked his appearance, and even used... Is this in the report that he was described as Voldemort, or was that someone just referring to what happened during the election campaign?
I didn't see it. I'd have to do a Control F on that one. But, yeah, it said that women didn't like him, women candidates didn't want him in their electorate. I think it did comment on his appearance, but I could be mistaken. I've certainly read that in a print article. But it's broader than that, to be fair to the authors. And I know there's a bit of a belief in there that Prue Goward somehow aligned with Alex Hawke, and through that maybe Susan Lee, and then she was too critical. But Nick Minchin was involved as well from the right. It talks about the nuclear policy, hiding the costings just didn't work. It talks about work from home, that was a disaster. The Chinese spies comment, the tax cuts, and it talks about Jacinta Price saying make Australia great again, and the fact that Dutton couldn't differentiate himself from Trump. None of this is a particular surprise, is it? None of this is a surprise. And I'm afraid for Peter Dutton, maybe there's a line in there that's completely unjustified. I'm happy to accept that from him, but he has to accept ultimate responsibility. I'm sure he would. So, just accept it and get on with your life. It turns out they went even worse under Susan Lee. At least Dutton kept the Liberals and Nationals together, for example. So it's just but really, it was a catalogue of mistakes in the 3 months leading up to that election. And the polling company they had, Freshwater, didn't help at all, because they gave Dutton the belief and confidence that he was going to win. And if you're overconfident as an opposition, as Bill Shorten saw, that can be one of the worst traits to have, Steve.
Yeah, Andrew, I reckon you're absolutely right. They should have just ripped the Band-Aid off and released the report. Hiding it or refusing to release it, as you said, it was always going to get out. Good work, mate. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Steve.